Okay guys, so this is going to be a short video on drawing 3 different views of feet, and we're going to start first with drawing the bottom of the right foot. So I'm going to make this kind of searching line flipper shape. I'm going to create an ellipse here on the bottom here for the heel. And I'm just going to leave some space here for the toes. And again, I'm just using searching lines to create little placeholders and stuff for everything that I want in my foot. And the first major shape that I'm going to make is kind of like the ball of the foot up here, leading down into the heel. Okay. So I've created my heel shape that I have here, going into the ball of my foot, going into the arch, right, and outside of the foot too as well. I kind of want to have this go up a little bit higher and kind of nestle in there, okay. Yeah, arch here, a little side of the arch, using shading here to kind of flush out that shape that I want. Okay, the very top here, I'm going to have the big toe. Again, using searching lines, not wanting to necessarily target anything yet. Okay, big toe here, kind of like a potato shape, right? Next to it, we're gonna have the small kind of, I guess you could call it the index toe, right? Little space between there. And adjacent to that, just adjacent to it, it's gonna have the middle toe. And our little ring toe. And then a little nubbin that is going to be our pinky toe. Really short, stubby little thing, right? Bottom of our toe. Toes, toes. Now this is when I can start hardening some of these lines, right? Right. And do some shading. Using the eraser now to kind of get rid of some of these searching lines that I don't need. Right. Cutting in. I like also leaving some of my searching lines too, because I like the idea of keeping some of the energy from those initial kind of marks. You know what I mean? There's something that happens when you're using those searching lines that I just love. You know what I mean? Like something that's magical, and there's a lot of energy when you're first laying down some searching lines. Something quite cool. I love those. It's all like leaving eraser marks too. I don't know why. Okay, bottom of the foot. Fun stuff. Kind of draw an ankle, a little presence of an ankle here, you know. Okay, so the next view of the foot that we're gonna draw, we're gonna do the front of the foot. So I'm gonna do a little circle here representing like the ankle. I'm gonna create like a flipper shape here. Yeah. And then I'm gonna do kind of a door stop shape here. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do is working on the toes. I'm gonna draw the big toe. Another kind of a potato shape, you might say. All right. And then the next toe over. And the next toe over. Next toe over. And then my pinky toe. Okay. Now I'm leaving some space on the side here because I want to show how the weight of the foot is actually going to be compressing all these elements, the skin and musculature in the foot. First thing that I'm going to do is going to kind of go through and just mark where my toenails are going to end. And that way I can kind of have a uniformity there. All right. And I'm making like these little windshield kind of shapes here. Okay. Windshield shapes. Old school Volkswagen windshield shapes. All right. And then I can kind of go through and just figure out like where are those hard lines. Now see, they're not going to be perfectly round. The bottoms like we have here, they're going to be more flat and compressed, right? And the toe is going to get kind of pushed down. So I'm just kind of making the bottom here quite flat to kind of give it that look that it's the weight of the body is pushing down on these toes, which is causing them to flatten out due to that weight. I'm just going to give that illusion that's an actual toe. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing here. Pinky is going to be a little bit, you know, kind of funky, meaning all of our pinky toes aren't really that pretty. And then over here, we're going to have a little bit of a skin flap coming off the side here, you know. Same thing over here. Pushing up the side here, boom. And then what we do is we're going to flush out all this stuff up here, all these areas. So what we're going to do is create some musculature here. Comes up into the circle of the ankle, right? Toe. Same thing over here. We're going to come in here a little bit. And this is going to go out and then up. Okay. And then right at the ankle, we're going to use the circle here to kind of create that natural kind of arc for our ankle, right? And then we're going to go out from here, right? So now that we have these kind of hard lines, we're also going to go through and indicate metatarsals here, okay? These are the small bones that support the toes, okay? And then we're going to add some shading. And I'm going to keep a lot of these searching lines because they're a lot of fun, honestly. I will erase the circle here. Boop, 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 boop. And then some of these other kind of weird lines. But some of these searching lines I'm just going to keep because they're fun. Shading. shading on the inside here between the toes. And then in front, I'm using that kind of line right there to indicate some stuff. I'm varying my line weight a little bit in my pressure. Everybody's toes are different, and this is just one interpretation of such. Okay. All right, now, got that one done. We're gonna move on to the next foot. And this is gonna be interesting. So we're gonna start with kind of a heel shape, kind of an ellipse, really. And this back part's gonna be our heel. Gonna make a general kind of foot shape here too as well. All right. Little ball there. And then having it go up, okay? Right on that is gonna be our ankle. So once we have this kind of general shape in order, what we're gonna do now is gonna kind of flush out the toes, okay? Starting with the big toe here. Index toe, middle toe, a ring toe, and then the nubbin here of a pinky, okay? Leading into the ball of the foot here. All right, so we're gonna start here on the big toe, come back to the big toe, put that knuckle in, which leads to the metatarsal that's here, and then another little bump, and then the top of the foot. So we're looking for this kind of broken up organic shape. And we're gonna go to the index toe, flat at the top of the toe, up to the knuckle, and then back down towards the metatarsal going this way, okay? And kind of repeat that shape too as well for the middle toe, a little flat, and back up for the knuckle, and back down. Repeat for the ring, flat, knuckle, up. And then we're kind of going in this angle like we did here. This is all kind of coming up to the top of the foot. Same thing here. All these metatarsals are going to lead to more of an angle going up here together to kind of converge in this top part here. Top part here. Okay. Now we're just going to add some toenails, curve them. They don't need to be big. Not everybody's toenails are the same, but we're just going to do some kind of generic ones here, and then on the pinky toe we're just going to make a little hint of one. All right. Some lines here on the top of the knuckles. All right. We could do, you know, if we wanted to, we could add some hair, but that's okay. I'm not going to do that as of yet. Ball of the foot, arch of the foot, back of the heel, and then up. A little indication of the ankle, okay? And then we just kind of shade the sucker, okay? Now, again, like with these other guys, we're gonna shade on the left-hand side, give it a little weight. Notice how, yes, these toes are rounded, but they're also, we're making them a little flat on the bottom too as well. Because we want to show that there's weight being put on this foot and on those toes. We're going to erase some of these searching lines that enable us to establish our proportions. Right? And then go through and do a little shading. And that, my friend, is the 3 views of the feet that we're doing today. Thank you for joining me. Talk to you soon.